If you've never lived in Georgia before, you may be surprised about what you learn in today's video. Today, we are going to talk about several things that you need to know before you make the move to Georgia. Hey, if this is your first time here, welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Lorena Saunders, and I'm a realtor in the Atlanta, Georgia area. And on this channel, I talk about all things moving to Atlanta. Now, today we're going to broaden that scope a little bit, and we're going to talk about what you need to know before moving to Georgia. Okay, so number one, let's talk about Georgia's landscape. And so I'm going to go over to the map and show you visually about Georgia's landscape and kind of talk you through it that way. Georgia is going to be broken up in pretty much three main parts, or four main parts actually, just to be simple. So not perfect, but a line across the top for North Georgia. It's going to be like the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains is going to be in your top corner, closest to Tennessee. And then over here, closest to North Carolina, you're going to see the Blue Valley, the Blue Ridge, or the valleys. And that's going to be your North Georgia. Now, from Columbus through Macon, straight across to Augusta, that's going to be like your Piedmont area landscape, geographically speaking, right? And so that's the more populous because you have more of your major cities like Atlanta, Athens, Alpharetta, Macon, Augusta, as you can see. And then below that, you're going to get into the coastal Georgia area. So Valdosta, Brunswick, Savannah, Albany, that's going to encompass the coastal of Georgia. Now, if you are trying to enter into Georgia, the main highway systems, the highway system that goes straight through Georgia, north and south, it's going to be Highway I-75. Okay, now you can come through Florida, you can take 75, go through Valdosta, and come on up to Macon, and then eventually you will go into the Atlanta area, keep going north, and it'll shoot you out towards Tennessee, right? Now you can also come in from Florida, going through Jacksonville, coming on up to from Brunswick to Savannah, then take I-16, and then you will get to Macon, and then at Macon, once you get through Macon, it'll split into a 4-lane highway, which is 75. And then again, you can make your way up. Now, if you're coming from South Carolina, you want to take I-20. So you're going to come through Augusta, taking I-20 in onto the Atlanta area. And then from there, you can either get to I-75 or you can take 85 as well. Same thing coming in through Alabama. You could take I-20, and then you get into Atlanta, you could take 75, 85 from there as well. So Georgia gets all 4 seasons, but depending on where you are in Georgia will depend on how long each season may last. So it's warmer most parts of the year if you're in the coastal area. The Piedmont area, you're going to see all 4 seasons. You're going to see spring and fall come in and come out really quickly, but you're going to get a good bit of winter, and you'll also get a good bit of summer. In the northern part of Georgia, the temperatures are going to be a lot cooler year round, so longer winter months, and even in the summer months, it's still going to be cooler. You're probably going to get maybe 78, 80 degrees as your high, so it really will vary. All right, so now let's talk about the type of homes you may see in Georgia. So we're not going to delve into like the specialty homes like a cabin home or lakefront home or a mini mansion, although you will see those, but the everyday home is going to be a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home. You're going to walk in and you're going to see LVP flooring. You're going to see carpet. When you enter the kitchen, you're going to see countertops such as granite countertops, butcher block countertops, or quartz countertops. You're also going to see, either it has a garage or it has a driveway. And some driveways also, if they don't have a garage, you will see a carport as well. There's not that much street parking unless you're in the city of Atlanta. Then that's where you'll see more of the street parking or parking in a garage. For the most part, you're going to see people with their own driveways. They may have a basement. Oftentimes the basement is unfinished unless the owner or the previous owner has actually completed that. You're not going to see a ton of ranches. So most ranch style homes are going to be more mature homes, older homes that has ranches. You will see ranches on a basement as well. Most new builders are not building ranches just because they cost more. So they'll build a 2-story home before they'll build a ranch home. Unless it's an active adult living community. Now, those new construction homes, you will see ranch style homes. But mostly you're going to see homes that has multiple levels. I am seeing a lot of new builders build new construction homes that have a master or main, or at least 2 bedrooms on the main level, and then the rest of the rooms are upstairs. Okay. And so moving on into, the yard space. And so that is one of the things that people love about moving to Georgia, is that there's bigger homes and there is larger yard space. And so unless, again, you're in Atlanta, the yard space tends to be, non-existent, but mostly everywhere else you can get a half an acre, or even more land on your property, which is amazing, especially if you like space. Now, within that yard space, that type of yard you have can look very different depending on where you are in the state of Georgia. If you're North Georgia, you may see a lot of mountainous areas, so you see a lot more dense trees and things of that nature. Your backyard may be level and then slope sharply. So now let's talk about insects. So this is one of the things that irks me about Georgia, is the mosquitoes. So Georgia has a high concentration of mosquitoes. And so, especially if you're near water, concentrations of water. Once it starts to hit that late spring, summertime, mosquitoes seem to come out from every which way. And so that could be a little annoying, but you learn to deal with it. Now, going South Georgia, a lot of you didn't know, I lived in Savannah for many years, for about 4 years when I was going into college. So I'm very familiar with the Savannah area. And I remember my first time going into Savannah when I was a freshman in college, and I got bit, y'all. I got bit by gnats. I didn't know it at the time, so I swole up like a baseball, and I went to the doctor thinking this is it. I've caught the West Nile virus, it's over for me, doctor, help me out, right? And the doctor was like, nope, you got bit by a gnat. And I was like, well, why did I swell up? And he was just like, you're fresh meat. So if you go down to Savannah, be mindful that, you could be walking and it could be a swirl of nets, and you may not see them, and you walk right into them, and so you could get bit. And so nets are a real thing in the coastal area, so be mindful of that. As far as wildlife, again, it depends. So I've seen snakes, I've seen possums, I've seen deers, I've seen you name it, foxes. I've seen the gamut. All right, so now let's talk about home inspections, right? So when you have your normal home inspections, but again, depending on where you are, you may want to have some specialty home inspections. And so if you are purchasing a home, near a area that has a high concentration of granite or other type of rocks or minerals, you may want to do a radon test just to make sure there's no poisonous gases nearby that you may be breathing unaware. Georgia is notorious for termites. So you want to make sure, no matter where you are in Georgia, if you purchase a home, that you have a termite inspection done. Even if it's a new construction, have a termite inspection done on the home to make sure you have no issues with termites. So now let's talk about one of the things that people that are relocating from the north that I hear about a lot is the AC, right? So in Georgia, we run the AC when it's hot and we run the heat when it's cold 24/7. Everything is by the dial, right? So your thermostat, and so it's central air and it's central heat. And so you don't have to worry about ordering oil or getting wood to prepare for the winter, or opening windows in the summer to try to catch a cool breeze. First of all, if you're anywhere other than North Georgia or right on the water, there's probably no breeze to be caught because it is hot in Georgia. And so it is very common to have your either AC running, and sometimes you have the AC running, the ceiling fan running, and you bought a portable fan to run because it is super hot. And the further south you go, the hotter it is. If you like this content, make sure you hit that like button. It really helps the algorithm and pushes the video out to other people who may be looking to move to Georgia, okay? If you have not, be sure that you go ahead and download my free relocation guide, all right? Until the next video, bye.